Hello, I'm Shawn, and welcome to my personal strategy plan final project. So, a little introduction about myself. My name is Shawn, and I'm a second year business major. And this presentation is going to be showcasing my values, vision, and other factors that play into my personal strategy plan and my PLC. And to begin, it's important to share the vision I have for my future and how that I feel I'm going to get there. So, I eventually would like to become a manager for a company and possibly own and manage my own business. And I would like to ensure that my business and my company, I'm going to be able to operate a team properly and be a strong leader and use the skills I learned throughout this course. And being in a family of business owners myself and having networks through jobs that I've had in the past or events or just from school. I had a class my freshman year where we networked with other people. Um, so I got a couple networks, which is it is good. It's a good place to start. I'm in a great position to become an outstanding manager, just from being around multiple people and the networks and talking to everybody. I have just been taking a lot of information in and some traits that I'm going to be bringing into the company that I hope to manage one day. I got from the textbook, which are openness and extroversion. So, some of my core values are leadership, accountability, communication, teamwork, and collaboration, and optimism. So, leadership is being able to just be the voice and guide people and inspire coworkers to work together and work towards common goals. And so, this is a core value to me, especially as being a manager, as you got to be a strong leader. You got to make your voice heard. You got to you got to give people direction, and you need to set an example for everybody on the team and make sure you're somebody that they can look up to or go to for help. And every team needs a leader. I mean, you see it at every job, there's leaders. Every group has a leader, whether it's discussed or not. I mean, sports teams, there's always leaders. Everybody, there's always somebody who's the lead voice, which motivates everybody, which kind of takes that role of letting everybody know what's got to be done and how to do it. Next is accountability. I feel like this is really important because you need to take responsibility for your team and their actions, along as your actions. And if you're a manager, that team, they are going to be doing what you tell them to do and things like that. So if they mess up, technically that becomes an issue on your end. It looks like that's your fault. So you need to have accountability. You need to take responsibility for what goes on. And also, taking accountability builds trust with your team, showing that you're committed to doing what's right and that you'll do anything for them. Next is communication, which is one of the most important things, in my opinion. By communicating with your team and other managers, you have a lot of transparency as everybody is on the same page and knows what's going on, and it makes everything run smoothly. By talking things through with the team, it leaves less room for miscommunication and errors. Teamwork and collaboration is needed in the workplace to operate everything at the max capacity. By having everybody work together, issues can be resolved a lot faster, teams grow stronger, and productivity is increased, and engagement is um, boosted throughout the workplace. People feel that the team works well together and that they're appreciated through working together. They're going to feel more inclined to work more and be more involved in projects or just out on the floor. Um, you know, when people work better together, they work better, and it's better to have two brains than one. And bring positivity and optimism to the workplace and spreading it to the people around you can keep their job refreshing and keep people motivated and just make the job enjoyable to come in and you're gonna have a good day. If people are being negative at work, you're not gonna have any motivation to get work done. You're gonna be miserable. You're not gonna want to be there. So by boosting the morale and spirits of the team, people are gonna be way happier and work better. And those values, just an added explanation, they're important to me because they're essential to be followed in a management position. As manager, your goal is to operate and lead your team to the best of their ability, and by having these values, any team will appreciate it. Although having these values in the back of your mind and actually following along with them are two different things. It's important. A lot of people just kind of they have these goals but they don't actually do them. It's important that you actually do what you say. And a Harvard article says that from the first interview to the last day of work, employees should be constantly reminded that the core values form the basis for every decision the company makes, which is a really good way of putting it. No matter what time, no matter who you're around, no matter what, you should always go by the values you have. So my mission statement is to lead and develop my team to their fullest potential by being their leader, communicating all information, holding myself accountable, pushing collaboration, and bring positive energy into the workplace. I'm committed to doing anything I can to have a smooth running workplace and driving my team to deliver the best results possible. By prioritizing communication and respect, I will ensure that my team works better together towards the same goal and they feel confident and motivated. Not only will I empower my team, but I will set an example for them so that they can become capable of also being leaders one day. It's important to show your team that it's possible to have career growth and move up positions and motivate them. A plan that I have to accomplish this is by getting feedback, giving and receiving feedback. So you can do that through meetings or reviews or just having normal discussions. And you can record progress to see how things change over time. My vision for a company as a manager is to create a high-performing team that works well together, they're adaptive, and they're eager to continue learning and improving themselves. I want to inspire my team to reach their personal and career goals while being aligned with the company's mission. I hope to leave an impact on my team where everybody feels comfortable, valued, and motivated to succeed. My passion statement. So this is related to my vision statement, and the passion is a huge part of management. Quoted in the textbook, passion also plays a key role in their belief that they can achieve the so-called impossible, bouncing back from failure and ignoring the chorus of no that is inevitably part of the entrepreneurial experience. Sorry. Um, adding to this, passion is a driving force in accomplishing goals and getting things done. Um, if you don't have passion in what you do, you're just not going to be happy doing it. And that's why a lot of people say when you're choosing a career, do something you're passionate about. Do something you're going to enjoy doing. Don't get yourself caught up in the job and a career path that you don't want to do and you feel like you're forcing yourself to do. Having passion is having love or strong feeling towards something. And in this case, my passion would be building a strong team that overcomes any obstacle using teamwork and communication. I'm passionate about having a team that I can look forward to seeing every day and working with them and getting them to feel the same way about me. I work in a place where my department, our team, is really tight knit. Like we're really close, and we communicate a whole lot, and we work together so well. We're a small team, but we make it work, and I feel like we're a great example. And this is why I'm so confident, or not confident, but passionate. And you're going to see in my whole presentation, I'm really big on teamwork and communication and all that because this job that I'm currently at has really set an example for me. So my SMART goals and objectives is improve team productivity, employee engagement, communication, and develop leadership skills. So first, improving team productivity. My objective for this goal would be to track the team's work efficiency and task management. Also, I would like to have weekly meetings or daily meetings to discuss what we can do to be more productive. And lastly, for that, training employees consistently to see an increase in their productivity. I get a lot of this from my current job, where we have everyday morning meetings where we kind of go over the game plan for the day and see how we can improve ourselves from the prior day. Next is employee engagement. Some objectives to increase employee engagement would be having check-ins constantly with coworkers and just hearing their feedback, and I communicate with them and they communicate with the rest of the team. Allowing everybody to feel heard is important, to have everybody's voice be out there and make sure everybody knows, and feel comfortable that they can talk. Another objective is to be motivating the team further, which just encourages engagement and, rewarding them for doing well or accomplishing something big can go a long way. Communication. My objectives for this goal would be that having a communication system similar to radios that I have at my job, which allows everybody to talk with others from anywhere around the store, and hosting meetings where everybody can talk and figure out a game plan and discuss any issues to get everyone on the same page is another objective. Another thing is Microsoft Teams, which is really good for having video calls and messaging with other people from within the store or other stores. Developing leadership skills is another one, which a couple objectives to reach this is hosting leadership workshops to train those I work with to help grow their skill set, whether it's them shadowing or just working with other people, just building on those skills to help people become leaders. Because as a manager, if you're not there one day, you want to have other people that you can depend on being leaders. And just seeing, scouting out, knowing your team, you're going to be able to identify who shows stronger signs of leadership, and you can work one-on-one with them, helping them improve on that. So here's an image of the SWOT, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. I really like this image just because it shows little captions under it, kind of as like a general idea of what this is. So I left mine here. So my strengths are communication skills and problem solving. They're my two biggest strengths, which I could bring into the management field and into any workplace. And having these strengths will really make the team work better and get things done a lot faster because everyone gets on the same page. Decisions are made faster and issues are just resolved. I'm quick thinking when it comes to solving issues, so this is a big thing. Some of my weaknesses, though, are my confidence, and this is a big part of being a manager. You need to be confident and comfortable working with people, and just making your voice heard, talking to a group of people. You need to have some confidence, and at times, I kind of get a little shy, or I don't feel super confident in a certain situation, and that's something I need to work on to make sure I can become a good leader. Another weakness is time management. I have a hard time always waiting last minute to do things, which is a bad habit, which I know, and I've been trying to work on. And working my current job, which I'm going to continue referencing because it's a very good example. They have taught me, like, we have projects that we work on the week prior to it being due, which then makes the following week, when it would be due, we're already done, and the week is a lot more relaxing. So some opportunities that I would have as a manager is providing workshops to promote team development and skill growth, and I can network with other people and learn how they operate and how they run things and what they do, and use that to improve myself to become a better manager. Some threats that you might experience, that I might experience as a manager, is losing a coworker, team member, which could cause a huge setback, especially if you have a smaller team like I have at my job. And it could just throw everyone off. Another one could be burnout, where everyone is just exhausted and kind of drained from doing the same work every day over and over again. And people get stressed and it kind of impacts the productivity and efficiency. So that's one thing that could harm um, the workflow, which is why I feel like it's important everyone works together to lessen the workload on each individual. So there's my balance scoreboard, which I have a nice image which kind of explains the vision and strategy, which goes out to these four boxes here: financial, internal business, learning growth, and customers, which I believe is a really good framework. So for me, I wrote the balance. Uh, Actually, this is a quote from the textbook. The balance scoreboard is a framework designed to translate an organization's mission and vision statements and overall business strategy into specific, quantifiable goals and objectives, and to monitor the organization's performance in terms of achieving these goals, which is on page 267 of the textbook. Going off of this, my balance scoreboard as a manager would be focusing on four different things, as seen in the photo. Um, that would be focusing on learning and training the team, caring for customers, tracking financial costs, and how to earn more and lose less, and ensure the business runs smooth. Next is my organizational design. An organizational design is how an organization is structured to accomplish its goals. Excuse me. It requires people to work together, the proper systems in place, and more. The design of my organization would follow that would be a team-based design where creativity and brainstorming is promoted to help ensure our culture and values are fulfilled. Along with this, team members will work together, growing trust and building team skills where they can work faster and better. This is good because as a manager, I would like to have the company be focused on working as a team and everyone working together like clockwork. You know, everybody's working together, everyone's going by the values of the company. Everything's gonna run smooth. And the downsides of focusing, these are the downsides of focusing on um, on team kind of oriented design. Uh, is that it might take a while for everybody to get on the same page and work together well. Building a strong team takes a lot of time. Also, there could be fallouts. Not everyone's gonna like each other, which could cause issues and get a little couple bumps in the road. So here's an image. Signs of culture is a mission statement, stories and language, physical layout, rules and policies, and rituals. All this together kind of gives signs of an organizational culture. The culture is a lot of different things put together. So my ideal organizational culture is a team-oriented culture, which the textbook's definition of this is a collaborative and emphasize cooperation among employees on page 352. This culture focuses on the team working together, which in my eyes is the best culture. It seems like it's uh, the best culture for my style of management and what I like, and I'm used to it through where I'm working currently. It's the culture we have. I mean, everyone here at my job, we have everybody's back, and the teamwork, communication is just, it's amazing. All the other jobs I've worked, nothing has been like this. So I want to take that. So when I become a manager, I can use what I've learned from this job and bring it to the next. And a team-oriented culture is big on making sure everyone is on the same page and everyone helps each other, making operations run smoother. From personal experience, it is way less stressful when compared to an aggressive culture, which a good example of team orientation culture here is from the textbook, where employees at South, Southwest Airlines are being cross-trained, which allows them to help whoever at any given time when needed. This culture promotes good work life and positive connections with coworkers and managers. So here's a nice image. Culture profile. It's just showing different kinds of cultures that you might see at different jobs. This is my social network, which is one of the most important things when it comes to getting into business. Thankfully, I have a decent amount of networking connections for managers and business owners. Firstly, my mother is a business owner and was a manager for years at a hospital for housekeeping. Along with this, from my former jobs and side gigs and my current job, I have a lot of good connections with business owners or managers who I contact every here and there and just learn how I can prepare myself for the future when I become a manager and just skills to learn and what jobs to look out for. um, at my current job, I have a coworker who has a big connection in the business industry, and he's helped me reach out to him and just talk to him and just get my foot in the door. This is essential to anybody who's trying to make it in the business industry, and it makes it a lot easier to get in and learn from others rather than do everything yourself and learn the hard way. So, leadership type that I would have. Um, well, first, let me explain what the book says. The book gives two examples of leadership behaviors: task oriented and people oriented. Out of these two, I feel like I am or I would have a people oriented, be a people oriented leader. And the reason for this is because um, this behavior focuses on people and treating them well with respect. And I made it clear throughout my presentation that I've been all about teamwork and the fact that having a strong team is the key to success. This is no different. The book provides an example which strengthens my view on this behavior being my go-to. For example, when leaders demonstrate people-oriented behaviors, employees tend to be more satisfied and react more positively. If I was a manager, I can make the workplace enjoyable and people come into work having positive attitudes and perform work at a higher level and just less stress. So, there are three decision-making styles, which are authoritarian, democratic, and laissez-faire. The Principles Management textbook provides this definition for each. In authoritarian decision-making, leaders make the decision alone without necessarily involving employees in the decision-making process. When leaders use democratic decision-making, employees participate in the making of the decision. Finally, when leaders using laissez-faire decision-making leave employees alone to make the decision, the leader provides minimum guidance and involvement in the decision. Out of all these three options, the best style that would fit my ideal management style would be the democratic style, and that's because you get everybody involved and makes it makes everybody feel valued and allows their voices to be heard, which is very important because you don't want to have people feel singled out at the job because that causes them to be unhappy. You want people to feel like they belong there. My communication styles and techniques that follow my strategic plan is an assertive communication style. This style can be described as encouraging feedback, conversation, and collaboration while not being too aggressive or too passive. Along with this style ensures that my needs are clearly stated. Some techniques I can use to display my communication style in the workplace could be through meetings with coworkers to discuss what needs to be done and hearing how they feel and what they think. To add on to this, um, I can provide and receive feedback, take the lead in the discussion while encouraging input from others, and actively listen to my team to ensure they know that they're being heard and that they matter. Communication is key to having a good team, and as a manager, this is one of, if not the most important skills to have. So, groups and teams. Groups and teams are two similar but different things. A group is a collection of people, organizations, and workplaces are usually just filled with groups. But within those groups, you have the different departments which are filled with teams. And a team is a type of group where everyone is working together to accomplish similar goals. Um, certain examples of goals and products that teams work together on could be things like presentations, group projects, or, a non-work example is a sports game, it's just people who work together for the same goal. The textbook gave a great description of a team. A team is a small number of people who with complementary skills who are committed to a common purpose, performing goals, and approach for what they are mutually accountable. Um, Building a team from a group is a big goal of any manager, as you want to make sure everyone learns to work with each other and has the same mindset. I mean, you want to turn a group into a team just because once you have a team that you're working with, everything's going to work a lot better and everyone's going to, you know, help each other out because they're all working for the same goal rather than just working in the same store together and they don't really share anything in common. So, motivation. Excuse me. When people feel unmotivated at work, they're miserable. A lack of motivation is a common theme at a lot of jobs, and as a manager, it is important to keep your team motivated and focused. Motivation is one of the key components to having somebody perform well and feeling like they should go the extra mile with their job. It is important to note, however, as the textbook states, motivation equals performance, but does not equal ability or the environment. Motivation can go a long way, but it does not make everything perfect. By having a healthy and positive work environment, it can play a big part in motivating coworkers to come into work and spread positivity. And some ways I can motivate my team as a manager would be creating smart goals and tasks to give the team, to give them a sense of direction. I can give feedback and just celebrating achievements set by the team and offering career growth, allowing my team to know that their career can actually go somewhere is going to motivate them a lot. Systems and processes. A system and process are different things, but they are connected, similar to the groups and teams. A system is the overall structure that incorporates different pieces to achieve organizational goals. These can be things like policies, technology, values, culture, and people that come together and fulfill the company's strategy. Processes, on the other hand, are the steps and pieces of the puzzle that are completed and put together to achieve goals within the system. And being a team-based manager, a system I would like is a team communication system where, as I mentioned earlier, we can use tools such as Microsoft Teams to connect with coworkers for calls and messaging to increase consistent communication throughout team members. This would provide more transparency and real-time updates throughout the day. Processes that can be put in place would be goal setting. This process would allow clear goals to be set for the team to focus on. We could accomplish this by hosting meetings where we discuss details and break down the objective. Tracking progress as we can, tracking progress as we can, so we can see how much work has been done over time, and it allows us to identify spots for improvement. So, strategic HR. I have a nice picture here, which the steps go from recruiting to hiring, developing the employee, keeping them engaged, then performing the job, recognizing them for being a good worker, and planning to build for the future. So, strategic HR is split into three pieces: staffing, staff planning, and talent management. Staffing is the act of recruiting and hiring people who fit the expectations and company needs. To have a strategic staffing process, it is important to note the current and future needs of the company and interview multiple candidates that are fit for the position that needs to be filled. Next is staff planning. This is where you prepare employees for certain positions and train them to be ready for the new roles when the person ahead of them steps down or retires. For me, I would like to have a strong recruitment system where we're able to find the best candidate for the job with thorough questioning and background checks. Lastly is talent management. This is where people are recruited and developed to build the most productive workplace filled with employees who are planning on being long-term with the company. For this, aligning the quote-unquote talent's goals with the company's objectives, developing them through training and keeping them engaged will allow us to create the perfect team for the job. Lessons learned. There are a lot of lessons I've learned throughout this course, and it really opened my eyes on management and how much more it is than I initially thought. I originally thought that as a manager, you would just give directions. to team members and communicate information from the higher ups to your team, although this is not the case. Through this class, I have learned there's a whole lot more. First, I learned that being a manager is that you need to have a good grasp on organizational culture and design, which before this class, I didn't know what those were. Along with this, I was not aware that managers need to be involved in HR and the recruiting process, um, and having to come up with the values and mission statement. Not something I was aware of either. I had the impression that they just let the team give instruction because in past jobs I've had, the managers were super involved in the department, so I wasn't sure exactly what they did. I thought maybe they just take care of scheduling and kind of give us tasks to take care of, and that was it. I didn't know that, you know, they have to set these goals and have a vision and mission statement, and they have to create a culture within the workplace that everyone can follow and have decision making system and figure out how communication is going to go and all that. I was not aware. And as a conclusion, as a manager, my focus on the business would be to put teamwork first, make sure everybody gets an equal opportunity and voice. I'll motivate my team and lead them to make sure everybody is working efficiently. By following through with my values and turning the company into a team-oriented culture, I'll be a great manager. Following POLC formatting, I'm confident that I will be a great manager and build an amazing team. Here are my sources, and thank you for listening. It has been a great time in this class. Thank you.